Can I? Mr. Can I?
Want to read?
Yeah.
All right. Yes, you may start.
Crustaceans. As you learned in the previous chapter, invertebrates with jointed appendage are arthropods. Phylum Arthropoda. You have already studied the insects, the largest group of arthropods. In this chapter, you will study the other four main groups of arthropods: crustaceans, arachnids, centipedes, and millipedes. Although there is great variety within these groups, all of their members share the five major characteristics of an arthropod: an exoskeleton made of sheathing, jointed legs, segmented bodies with distinct regions, growth by molting, and an open system of circulation. To close this chapter, you will learn about the great variety God has created in the invertebrates without jointed appendage. Aquatic arthropods. Arthropods with very hard crusty skeletons are crustaceans, classified in subphylum, a taxonomic level between phylum and class. Crustacea, crustacea. Like the exoskeleton of other arthropods, crustaceans' exoskeletons contain protein and chitin, but crustacean exoskeletons are also hardened by calcium carbonate, the same substance that forms limestone. Crustaceans are the only arthropod with two pairs of antennae. In many crustaceans, the first pair of antennae are short and are called antennae. Crustaceans include a wide variety of animals such as woodlice, barnacles, shrimps, brown crayfish, lobsters, and crabs. Crustaceans also have a wide, large range in size. The smallest known as in species, only 0.094 mm, about 0.004 inches long. Other species can have bodies over 60 centimeters, 24-inch long, more than 5,000 times longer than the smallest species. Also, the Japanese spider crab does not have the largest body of a crustacean. It has a longer legs with a span of 4 meters, I think meters, 15 feet when they are fully stretched out. Most crustaceans are aquatic, but some species are terrestrial. The big picture. Distinct difference, like most adult crustaceans have compound eyes, jaws called mandibles, as well as no pairs of smaller winged crustaceans differ from insects in that their bodies are usually divided into only two distinct body regions. That's right, I think. I continue.
Yeah, keep going. Cephalothorax.
Cephalothorax. Combined head and thorax. And endodontics. Crustaceans also
Joseph, you're covering your mic.
lack. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Lack wings and have more legs than insects. Each crustacean has at least four pairs of jointed legs. Unlike insects, most crustaceans breathe with gills.
All right, so we see the crustaceans here. They have compound eyes and side-to-side jaws called mandibles, and a lower pair of jaws called maxillae that help food for chewing. Crustaceans differ from insects in that their bodies are usually divided into only two distinct body regions. So there's two parts, the cephalothorax and the abdomen, all right? And so we can see here the shrimp, and crab. These are some examples of crustaceans. All right, keep going, defend and grow. Joseph?
Defend and grow. One of the most fascinating characteristics of crustaceans is their ability to regenerate legs, feelers, and other missing body parts. If you try to catch a crab or lobster by its shell, claw, plural shell, you may be surprised that the animal leaves the shell with you and darts or scurry away to hide. The lost appendage will grow back, becoming a little larger each time the crustacean molts until it finally reaches its full size. Continue.
Yeah.
A protective principle. God told the children of Israel that they were not to eat crustaceans and other shellfish, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and the rivers, of all the move in the waters, and of anything living thing which is in the waters. Ye shall not eat of their flesh. I don't know what means lab. What one is? Lab 11, 10 through 11.
Keep going.
Really, Mister, I already read 2 pages. The dietary laws that God gave to the Israelites showed his concern for them. God knew that crustaceans can be unhealthy to eat because crustaceans retain harmful substances in their body. Depending on what crustaceans have eaten, they may cause intestinal problems, paralysis, or even death. It was especially important before the days of modern technology that people not eat this animal, and the only way the Israelites could have known to avoid the danger was for God to have told them. Continue.
Very good. Stop right there. All right. So defend and grow. They can lose their legs and grow them back again. They can grow back missing parts, which is crazy to me. All right. But they also can be kind of unsafe to eat unless they're cleaned right. And so God told them not to eat them. It was a law until the right time. All right. Caleb, I want you to read now.
Salamander segment.
Yes.
Okay. Salamander segment. The crustaceans and Decapoda includes many of the most familiar edible arthropods, such as lobster, crabs, shrimps, prawns, and crayfish. Over 10,000 species of decapods have been identified all through the entire body of a decapod is covered with a crusty skeleton. The cellothorax is covered with a specially hard shell called the caparach, which provides armor-plated protection for the decapods. Vital organs for yes, I may not read for the thing that say the audio. For war extension of the caparach called to restore protect the decapod's head.
All right. The carapace. Keep going.
Efficient equipment. Two compound ash attack to the head by flexible stalls, enable to decapod to see in several directions without having to rotate his head or body. Like other crustaceans, a decapod has two sets of feelers. The shorter antenne moves in front of the long antenne, and at the base of each of the antennal rests as a tiny sac that contains sense organ for hearing, and balance the anity functions as organs of those states. Claws of the decapod. Mouths, mouths are the three pairs of millipedes. Jaw feet, which are specially designed to hold food as a decapod cues. The front two of decapods, the legs, are shields typed with shells for protection and stealing prey. Although the shields as such,
See this?
decapods
No, it's not down here. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
decapods as crabs and crayfish usually have large shell. The shell of most shrimp are very small. The remaining age lengths are walk, working legs. Terrific swimmer. The decapod talk like abutment consists of a six movable segments, a pair of swimming reds is on the inner of each segment of the abdomen. The decapod use these stretches in swimming and mating. The female decapods attack their eggs to the swimmers and carry the eggs on this product and repose until it's time for the eggs to hatch. In most decapods, the swimming thread on the last segment of the abdomen are called uropods. These broad, flat structures are the swimmers that function most in swimming, together with the tailson, a protection at the end of the abdomen. The arthropods from a tail flipper that adds paddle to propel the animal through the water. The decapod can also dart backward in the water by using its powerful abdominal muscle to whip its arthropods and tailson forward. A hearty appetite. Decapods will eat just about anything. Snails, mouse, ships, tadpoles, young insects, and even inedible plants. In fact, a hungry decapod does not even care whether it's food, living or dead. These creatures often act as scavenging, feeding, or decorating plants and animals.
Very good. All right. So we talked about the swimmerets. These are the swimmerets down here. These are what, like, you'll see them moving very, very fast. That's what'll help them move and stuff like that and to swim. Their mouth is kind of hidden down there, and the mandible helps them eat. And so they eat anything: snails, small fish, this, that, the other. Okay. And so they often act as scavengers, which means they're just looking for food. All right. So if it's dead, that's fine. They're gonna eat it still. All right. Caleb, I want you to read this page as well. Go for it, Caleb.
I continue. Of these adults, because their hard skeletons are made of noble material, crustaceans must molt as they grow, unlike an insect which molts only until it has grown to full size. Many Many crustaceans never reach a particular point at which they stop growing. These crustaceans must therefore continue to shed their skeleton periodically, even after reaching adulthood. Water of altitude. Water of life. Decapods, like other crustaceans, breathe with gills in a protected chamber of each side of the body. Just beneath the carpooresh, the decapod uses and one of its tuber or maxille to pump water through the gill chambers. In addition to lower ends of the gills attached to the decapod legs so that the gills weigh through the water in gill and in the gill chambers every time the animal moves. I continue.
All right, good job. So they have gills as well. Decapods, like other crustaceans, breathe with gills in a protected chamber. All right. Tail tuggers. I'm gonna read some now, okay? Actually, Luis Mario, you read, bud.
Yes, which one? Which part?
Tail tuggers.
Tail tuckers. A decapod whose abdomen generally does not extend beyond the carapace in the crab because crab keeps its abdomen tucked beneath its carapace. The animal appears at first glance to have no abdomen at all, but if you turn a crab over its back, you will be able to see that it, like the other decapods, has both a thorax and an abdomen.
A female shore crab.
A, a female shore crab stores her egg and keep them moist and pouch formed by her thorax and turned under the abdomen. She may carry the egg in the pouch for 2 weeks or several months, depending upon species which she belongs. When the egg ready to hatch, the crab enters the water and swims her abdomen from side to side, with rapid thrusts. This behavior assists the young crab, which at first do not look like crabs, in breaking of their eggs.
Very good. So we can see the internal anatomy right here of that is the abdomen. So that's when they thrust so the crabs come out of their shells. All right. Let's keep going. What page are we on? All right. Keep going, Luis Mario.
Only hatches crab called soy sinks soy have transparent bodies and very large eggs. These immature decapods must go through many molt and resulting change in appearance before reaching adulthood. Start to finish. Crayfish. Sometimes called crawfish, the crow that's inhabit freshwater lake ponds, rivers, and streams on various continents except Africa and Antarctica. Crayfish are generally nocturnal. They spend the daylight hours hiding in burrows or under stone. Crayfish mate in the fall and the female lay about 100 eggs in the spring. In the eggs remain hatches. Uh, so the female singlet swimmerets for about 6 to 8 weeks before hatching. The crayfish that hatch from the egg look very like their parents, but are much smaller. During its first year, the young crayfish grows rapidly and most small, 7 times or more. Once it reaches adulthood, it grows slow and it molts only once or twice per year. A crayfish typically lives 3 to 4 years. I continue. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's look down at these crayfish, all right? These are crayfish. They kind of just look like a big shrimp or a mini lobster, all right? So they all have the same thing. These are the swimmerets, all right? They're walking legs. They don't look too different from shrimp. They're usually stay the same. All right, quaint crustaceans. Keep going, Luis Mario.
Quaint crustaceans. Sleeping look alike amphipods are distinct by having 7 pairs of legs, with the first 4 pairs point forward and the last 3 pairs point back. Characteristics have the group its name, which means both like many amphipods use their legs to walking, and their back legs for swimming. The samphlia uses its hind legs for jumping. And amphipods range its legs from 1 mm 0.4 inches to 280 mm 11 inches. Most are scavengers. Many
Amphipods, very good.
amphipods resemble shrimps. One group is called freshwater shrimp, but because they are not the couples amphipods are true shrimp. One way to discern between a true shrimp and an amphipods is to look at the eyes. Both types of crustaceans may have compound eyes, but amphipods' eyes do not have a top stalk as the eyes of the true shrimp and another amphipod. Other difference between a amphipod and decapod is an amphipod has not cara, cara, carapace.
Carapace. All right, very good. All right, so amphipod has no carapace, which is like kind of like that shell. Okay. Here I'm gonna read from here. All right, so we can finish out this chapter before we have to go. All right, so we have one-eyed wonders, the copepods, which are found as plankton in both marine and freshwater environments, are very small. Most grow to be no more than 5 millimeters long. Like an amphipod, a copepod has no carapace. The copepod has a single, simple eye on top of its head. This unique characteristic clearly won well-known freshwater genius the name Cyclops. A female Cyclops is easily identified by the 2 large sacs on either side of her body, which they keep her eggs. So right here, these are the Cyclops. Nose on the knee. The brachiopods are a group of small crustaceans with shortened antennae and leaf-like legs. Some brachiopods use their legs for swimming and most use them for feeding. As their group name implies, a branchiopod breathes with gills located on the flattened extensions of their legs. Most brachiopods live in fresh water, but some inhabit marine environments. Well-known brachiopods include the water fleas and brine shrimp. Though each is no longer than 5 millimeters, water fleas are the most numerous animals found in freshwater plankton. All right, many water fleas, including some of those of the genus Daphnia, feed on bacteria. And so this is a Daphnia right here, and then this is their young. Daphnia feed on bacteria and Algae. The carapace of a water flea is transparent. Oh my gosh. Oh man. All right. Sorry about that, guys.